what the hell has happened to Michigan, Rob? What is wrong with this team, and can it be fixed?
I don't know, man. Their young players aren't playing great. I thought against Rutgers, their spacing was abysmal. Like there was times where Hunter Dickinson's trying to post up and Musa Diabate is almost posting on top of him. You're playing two bigs together, and I'm not sure they've totally figured that out. Devontae Jones had been good and then was really, really bad at Rutgers. They turn it over. They don't make shots. Caleb Houston you expected. I mean, he was preseason all conference, which looking back on that was aggressive. But you saw
aggressive again. Here's why a lot of these were aggressive is because the elite freshmen are the elite freshmen. Like you knew Paolo and Chet were going to be Paolo and Chet, but some of those other guys, I was talking to Archie and Sean about this the other night on After Dark. The coaches didn't see these kids in person their junior season. They didn't see them. So they're watching literally streams. That's how they're evaluating Caleb Houston. And that's how, so you're relying on some of these slapdick recruiting analysts who are ranking these kids and saying, well, this is why Michigan's got a class of 4 top 50 players and Caleb Houston's a one and done. And he may still be, but I just felt like the rankings ordinarily aren't great. And now you add in the fact that coaches aren't able to see him in person. I think that's where a lot of the recruiting analysts do their rankings, talking to the actual coaches who see him in person.
Who do a good job of evaluating. Yeah. I'm just surprised that he shot the ball so poorly. I mean, he has really shot the ball. Not like we all expected him to do so. Yeah, they're just they blow defensive assignments like crazy. They've gotten torched from 3 the last couple games. UCF went 8 for 8 in the second half. Darren Green and Brandon Mahan were just on fire. And then it happened at Rutgers. They couldn't guard Geo Baker and Ron Harper Jr. But it was like they were giving them wide open shots to start the game. Those dudes are good players. They beat Purdue.
Well, you give Harper confidence. If you give Harper confidence out there from 3, you could see it with him. You could see the difference in that.
Yeah, you could just see his confidence balloons when he makes his first one. I think they're in trouble because their schedule is brutal. It was like at Rutgers, and I have to also say before I get to that, they had some COVID issues. There was 3 guys who were out with COVID. Their starting 5 was intact. 3 guys out with COVID. 1 guy out for personal reasons.
Hey, their schedule. I'm looking at it now.
I mean, at Rutgers, Michigan State game, Purdue, at Illinois, Maryland, at Indiana. Crazy.
Wow.
They could be 1-6 or 1-7 in the league. And now you're talking about where is our mindset at? They could be in serious trouble. They could be in serious trouble.
All right. So going off that, Juwan Howard, we all put him in the Hall of Fame after last year. And I had enough people coming at me saying you're wrong about Juwan Howard because I threw him in with every other former NBA guy who's made a ton of money coming over to coach college who's failed and said like he's probably going to be the next one. Well, I was wrong. He's been very good, but is he as good as we thought, Rob? Or was part of it the inheriting some good players from John Beilein, which he did? He's recruited a high level. He brought in a good staff. We know that, but was a lot of it like that first year was, I think they were 10-10 in the Big Ten.
Started out really, really good. They were like 10-1. And then I think they fizzled late to kind of limp into the NCAA tournament. I don't think you can judge that yet. I think you still need to give him more time. Last year's team was excellent. You have 3 guys in that team right now that are playing. I mean, Franz Wagner could be rookie of the year in the NBA.
Right.
Shawnee Brown has been on the Lakers. I think now he's on the Hawks. He's bounced around. He's playing maybe due to COVID, but he's in the league. Isaiah Livers, an NBA player. Mike Smith was really good. I don't think you can say that yet. We need more sample size of games and recruiting. And I think he runs good stuff. I think he's been a good defensive coach. Now, the last couple of games, maybe not so much. They've just had some meltdowns in the second half that have been surprising. And I think at times they struggle to get Hunter Dickinson the ball. The double has really messed them up, but they're not making
That's
any
the problem.
shots. So you don't feel like you're not worried to double. I just, yeah, Brandon Johns had 20 at Nebraska and then has 2 points in the 3 games since. Terrence Williams, the same deal, had 22 at Nebraska, has 5 points, I think, in the last 3. Like, it's just, yeah, it's a weird deal. But Hunter still put up pretty good numbers. He's had some games where he's only taken 5 shots, and he needs to be in the 15, 16, 17, 18 range every game. But they've struggled with the post trap.
Yeah, that's the biggest issue is you don't have enough guys who are making shots from the perimeter. You don't have a really high level point guard who's going to get him the ball. Listen, I'm with you. I think this could be a year where you're just looking at Michigan as an NIT team. Now they've got enough opportunities in front of them, but they don't look like a team that is ready to figure it out anytime soon.
Yeah.
To flip the switch, right? Like some teams, they have the talent and they're just not playing well and they need maybe a confidence win. I don't know, even if Michigan gets a confidence win against Michigan State, I don't know if they're going to be able to sustain it because I just think they're so young.
Yeah.
And especially on the perimeter, so young, inexperienced, and not talented enough at the point guard spot that it's going to be very difficult for them.